Welcome back, guys. As you can see, we're chopping corn. I've gone missing for a couple weeks. I don't really have a good excuse. Been doing a lot of the same old. Running down to the Amish, and farm's been pretty quiet. Got really busy for the last week, but it was all pretty boring stuff. Started chopping last week Thursday. Just between that and feed loads, been just obnoxiously tired. Working a lot of 4 a.m. to like 9 p.m. days, so didn't really want to get the old camera out, but we're gonna make a change of that. We're out here chopping. It's right on the verge of being too muddy. I don't think we've gotten the truck stuck today. We got 4 or 5 stuck yesterday, but we're making a go of it. Some of the better corn we've been in. This is my family's farm. We're running 3 of these fat boy wagons, and then 3 full-size semi-Meyer boxes, and me with my lead. So keeping up pretty good. It's about a 4.5 mile trip one way to the dairy. So there's another fat boy pulling in. These wagons are working out nice for how muddy it is. Just about perfect. We milk 1,700 cows. Roll all of our own heifers, and then a couple hundred steers. And then my uncle, he runs the family farm, and then we share some equipment with him. He milks about 800 cows, so yeah, just chopping for those farms. The first 3 days of chopping went awesome, other than the crap corn. It was so unreasonably dry though, like it was just a dust cloud everywhere you went. And then in 3 days we got just under 3.5 inches of rain. So now it's kind of just muddy, but it was so dry we got 3.5 inches of rain. We're still driving semis in the field. It's just crazy. My wife and I, we're hopefully gonna chop our couple fields next week. We don't need much. Just gonna chop probably 60 acres, roughly. That should give us enough feed for the dairy cows for the year, so yeah. But we're already done chopping for my uncle's dairy and the feed lot, so now we're just doing the family's dairy. Rough total, thinking gonna chop about 2,000 acres. Corn's not great. If you've been watching this channel at all, you'll know that we've had a severe drought all summer. So a lot of the corn, unless it's on very heavy ground, does not look good. Our area is kind of unique. Within 10 miles of my family's farm, I think there's 8 dairies that milk more than 400 cows, and 2 custom chopping outfits. So our little town area surrounding parks gets pretty busy with choppers and trucks and tractors this time of year. It really ticks people off. There's a lot of, I call them city people that have moved to our area in the last 10 years, and they just don't understand it. So, it's what it is. We gotta feed people. But, yeah, just gotta pay attention. There's a lot of slow-moving vehicles around here this time of year. Bunker number 3 for the year. Got the old 600 pushing and a 9410 with a packer on the back packing it down. I think we're gonna do one more bunk. Not sure though. I'm a numbers freak, so the plan was to put up about 36,000 tons of silage this year. Still had some left over from last year. The feedlot, we only needed to put up like 1,200 tons. They had 3,000 some tons left over from last year, so didn't need to put much there. Uncle's dairy had a little bit left. Our dairy, the family dairy, had 5,000 tons left. So normally we put up about 42,000-ish, 43,000-ish if I remember right. So still cutting about the same amount of acres though, just due to the lack of good corn. It is what it is. Crappy thing I gotta do. Hauling clay this summer, I tweaked my door just slightly, so it doesn't like to shut all the way. There we go. So I just gotta make sure it latches, because that's what happens when a heavy clay chunk hits a door. Kind of just tweaks it just enough to not want to shut all the way. Ooh. Back to the field. I call that California chopping because I see all sorts of videos from California. They're chopping on the passenger side of the truck. Chopper guy likes doing that from time to time because it regulates the kink in his neck from always going like this, or from always turning right, so he can go once in a while. I get it. It's just sometimes a little more difficult for us truck drivers, but I got a short trailer, so it's not that bad for me. The guys with the 41 foot trailers, a little more difficult, but whatever. We're gonna pull into the grain setup here and get a weight, see how much we're hauling. Tickets. Focus. £32,000. Like to do that every at least once a field. I do it about every 5-6 loads. Just gives an estimate on how much is in the pile, how much the field is yielding. Gives you a good idea what's going in the bunker. How don't chop way too much or not enough. Well, this is a new development. It just randomly started downpouring and just turned everything to slime. So I'm really hoping I can get out of this field, because it is it's raining all right. I spun out. Wow. That was a lot of rain in a big hurry. Worst part is, when I pulled in the field, it was barely even, it was just sprinkling. It's just slime. Like, I can't even get traction with my boots. It's just slime. Me and the last semi out here, he's dragging them to the road, because, yeah, as you can see, there's just enough dry to keep us on top, and that dry just went away really quick. Yuck. Yeah. It was just that cloud. It literally rained, like poured for 3 minutes. Like poured. And as soon as I pulled in the field, it just started downpouring. So, wasn't thinking I was gonna get slick this fast, but that shows how close we were to the edge of it being way too wet for trucks. Just all my tires filled up with mud, so if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. So here I sit. Good times in the neighborhood. Now I gotta wash this thing. Well, we moved fields. We're to drier territories now, so hopefully this will go better. Just a little bit of mud. Tunnels anywhere near us. That's as close as it gets, so I gotta pop the jakes every time I go through there. The joys of chopping silage. That fine mist of corn juice that collects on your windshield all day. And then the sun comes out, and then you can't see. Much better.